The final ASEAN Summit for the year begins in Jakarta tomorrow, bringing together the leaders of Southeast Asian nations. This week's summit is expected to focus on the ongoing war in Myanmar and territorial disputes in the South China Sea. Our Asia correspondent Aaron Fernandez has more.
The final ASEAN Summit for this year comes as the association's relevance and its effectiveness are really being called into question. That's primarily because of ASEAN's inability to hold Myanmar's military accountable for its coup 2 years ago and the ongoing war crimes that it's alleged to have committed in the years since. The international community has looked to ASEAN to find a political solution, and much of the focus this week will be whether ASEAN proposes anything different from its 5-point peace plan that's been almost completely ignored by Myanmar's State Administration Council. Disputes in the South China Sea will also be under the microscope. China recently released the latest version of its standard map, which included all of the South China Sea. That set off diplomatic protests from ASEAN members Vietnam, the Philippines and Malaysia, among other countries in the region.
There's a bit of a divergence between countries in Southeast Asia right now. You will sense a lot more urgency if you come to the Philippines. The state of paranoia about the incoming possible conflict is so different with when you're talking with people in Jakarta, right? So that divergence is what actually quite dangerous for ASEAN's unity right now.
After the ASEAN heads of state meet tomorrow, other world leaders will arrive in Jakarta. US President Joe Biden will not attend this ASEAN summit. He will be in India later this week for G20 and will then travel to Vietnam for bilateral meetings. In his place, US Vice President Kamala Harris will be in Indonesia this week. It's expected that Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and Chinese Premier Li Qiang will also attend ASEAN meetings this week.
Aaron Fernandez updating us there.